Hi everyone.
Hi everyone. Hi and welcome to our endgame. Today we will be finishing the Marvel Infinity Saga puzzle with the bag eye. After the whole journey, it was clear from the start that this puzzle would be one of the more challenging ones, especially because of the large dark part with what looked like not much of a detail. Therefore, the plan was to go for what you can see and then put together, and later let's deal with the dark side. Well, let's look at this final journey. And meanwhile, we will be talking about Thor. And while avoiding any spoilers, we will mention some interesting information about the end game. Enjoy, guys, and see you on the other side.
Thor Odinson is a superhero based on the god from Old Norse religion and mythology, Thor. Created by Jack Kirby, Stan Lee, and Larry Lieber, the character first appeared in Journey into Mystery in 1962 and first received his own title in 1966. Thor was born to Odin, the king of Asgard, and Gaia, the earth goddess. He was then raised by Odin's wife Frigga, believing her to be his mother. As Thor comes of age, Odin gives him a magic hammer, Mjolnir, which is enchanted so that only the worthy may lift it. In the past, Thor fought alongside the Vikings, but he condemned them after an attack on the Christian monastery. Deeming him too arrogant, Odin banishes Thor to modern-day Earth with no memory of his Asgardian origins, giving him the identity of Donald Blake. As Blake, Thor visits Scandinavia, where he stumbles upon a walking stick, which he discovers can turn into Mjolnir and gives him the powers of Thor. Odin eventually restores Thor as an Asgardian, revealing that Blake was a persona that he had invented for Thor. As with many Marvel superheroes, Thor was created as a flawed character. He is conflicted between his sense of moral purity and his pride, and his father Odin seeks to teach him humility. For his arrogance, he was forced to live as immortal. Thor is one of the gods of Asgard, granting him exceptional strength, durability, and endurance. Though not fully immortal, Asgardians have immense lifespans and are immune to diseases. Centuries of combat have trained him as a proficient warrior. Thor is also educated in human medicine from his experience as Blake, who was a surgeon. Thor wields an enchanted hammer Mjolnir, which is crafted from the fictional metal, making it nearly indestructible. Wielding it grants him control over wind, rain, thunder, and lightning, amplifying his natural control over the weather. He can use the hammer to fly by throwing it into the air and grabbing the leather strap to pull himself off the ground. The hammer also allows Thor to travel between dimensions, moving him between Earth and Asgard. Mjolnir is enchanted so that it may only be lifted by those who are worthy. Another enchantment causes it to always return to its wielder when thrown. When Thor transforms into a human, Mjolnir takes the guise of the walking stick that he can use to transform back into his former self. Chris Hemsworth portrayed an adaptation of Thor in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, appearing in Thor, The Avengers, Thor, The Dark World, Avengers, The Age of Ultron, Doctor Strange, Thor Ragnarok, Avengers Infinity War, Avengers Endgame, and Thor Love and Thunder. Hemsworth also portrays Thor in the animated series What If and in the themed Thor short films. In the MCU, he is depicted as one of the most powerful Asgardians, an ancient alien civilization with long ties to Earth, who humans consider to be gods. Thor wields Mjolnir and is initially depicted as an arrogant heir to the throne of Asgard, whose brash behaviors causes turmoil among the 9 realms under Asgard's protection. This brings him into conflict with his adopted brother Loki, the god of mischief.
Avengers Endgame is the last installment of the Infinity Saga phase. Here are some fun facts or things you maybe didn't know about it. Even though the movie was announced in 2014, the name Avengers Endgame wasn't announced until 2018. It was previously referred as Avengers Infinity War Part 2 or just as Untitled Film. In Agent Carter, James Darcy plays Jarvis, a majordome of Howard Stark and confidant of Peggy Carter. The character was created for and introduced in the show. However, Darcy appears as Jarvis during one of the many flashbacks in Endgame. This marked the first time a Marvel character originated with a TV show appeared in an MCU movie. Larson plays Captain Marvel, who made her debut in her 2019 solo film. That movie was released before Endgame, but Larson shot her Endgame scenes before she filmed Captain Marvel. As such, Captain Marvel directors Anna Boden and Ryan Fleck were on the set to ensure the version of Captain Marvel in Endgame fit their plans and vision for their movie. Marvel scripts are closely guarded secrets, especially after actors like Tom Holland and Mark Ruffalo started letting spoilers leak in interviews. In fact, only one actor received the entire screenplay for Endgame. That would be Robert Downey Jr., who arguably needed it to bring Tony Stark and Iron Man to life one last time. Avengers Assemble. This is a line repeatedly said in the Avengers comics over the years. It's effectively a catchphrase, and even people who aren't comic book fans may be aware of it. However, it had never been uttered in the Marvel films. Finally, Avengers Assemble was spoken in Endgame, with Captain America saying that line before the final battle. Rocket Raccoon is not only played by two different actors, but also has a plush stand-in on set. Although Rocket is voiced by Bradley Cooper, Sean Gunn, director James Gunn's brother, acts out his movements in the two Guardians films and Infinity War Endgame. During a watch party for Guardians of the Galaxy, Sean Gunn said a stuffed plush has also been used on set of all four movies. Its name is Stuffy. Avengers Endgame is the first MCU movie to feature all five founding members of the Avengers from their debut comics appearance in the Avengers #1, Iron Man, Thor, Hulk, Ant-Man, and the Wasp. Loki, the team's enemy in this issue, appears as well. The line I love you 3000 was previously not included in the movie. The original script for the movie had Tony Stark saying I love you tons and Morgan replying I love you tons. It turns out that I love you 3000 came from Robert Downey Jr. himself. Co-director Anthony Russo said, that line is actually something Robert brought to the film. He said that one of his children once told him, I love you 3000. We told the story to the screenwriters and eventually it became a line in the script.
And what can we say about this last one? It was basically easy to start, classically edges, then the very distinguishable part around Thor. Also, like with the others, we took the light parts at the beginning and put them together. Unfortunately, their quantity was not that big, and we struggled with the dark background. Again and again, struggle after struggle. This time, Shapesort helped, but it wasn't as fast as we would have imagined or liked. It took us 7 hours, 28 minutes, and 17 seconds. And with this, we concluded our journey through Marvel Infinity Saga Puzzle. Hope you enjoyed this series and let us know in the comments below. Please, if you liked the video, the like button and consider subscribing. And until the next video, happy puzzling everyone.
Happy puzzling.